what is it called, billboard. But there's a lead gantry that we have actually tested and is working. Once we have our men operating it now, they'll put the schedule, flight schedule, so you can see it.
All right, welcome back. The program is State Affairs on Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. Before that commercial break, I was talking about Governor Shea Makinde's effort in the education sector. It is clear he has a visionary idea of what to do with the sector. It is clear he wants to invest billions in that sector. So we need that investment to start. Teachers have been recruited and they will be deployed soon. But we need the infrastructures to improve as soon as possible. Because education is the pathway to development, and the governor made that clear. So when we talk about low productivity, it often correlates with low levels of education and limited skill sets. Without education, people are denied the knowledge, skills, and opportunities that could help them escape poverty. Education doesn't just build individual capacity, it has a ripple effect on families and communities, fostering social and economic progress. Investing in education and vocational training can have a transformative impact. By building human capital, countries can create a workforce that is capable of driving economic growth and innovation. From basic literacy to specialized training, education gives people the tools to improve their lives and contribute meaningfully to their communities. When we invest in people's potential, we give them a pathway out of poverty. The lines are open. You can call the radio station on 070694 93000. That is 070694 93000. You can also call 070144 75770. That is 070144 75770. So call the radio station. During the budget presentation, the budget of stabilization, the governor talked about the agriculture sector. The agriculture sector is key. During the presentation, the governor made some point about the agriculture sector. Let's listen.
We have delivered support to our smallholder farmers and micro and small enterprise investors. As at October 2024, 2,085 entrepreneurs received part of the 500 million naira low interest loans we provided to enable them boost their businesses. At the same time, over 10,000 smallholder crop and livestock farmers were given farm inputs, while 1 billion naira was disbursed to 3,525 farmers as low interest loans under SAFER. We also provided a tractorization subsidy to support smallholder farmers across the state. Furthermore, 3,660 smallholder crop and livestock farmers have so far benefited from the fourth phase of inputs distribution and training under the Oyo State NG Cares program this year. One question we are always asked is, what impact our investment in agriculture and trade have yielded as the people are still hungry and the cost of major produce are still high? Yes, we've invested so much, but price of gari in the market has not gone down. So the question is, why? Well, Mr. Speaker, sir, well, it is not economically viable to place an embargo on interstate trade. There's freedom of movement within Nigeria. You can go to any state, purchase what you want to purchase. That freedom is guaranteed. But for us in Oyo State, we cannot be investing for others to reap. So there must be a way for us to get value for our investments and harvest. So they require data to show our accomplishment. So it is for this reason that I've directed that while intrastate trade in agricultural produce will not be taxed, trucks carrying produce out of our state will now be taxed.
State Affairs with Edmond Below is live.
Hello. The governor wants to tax, or is taxing, vehicles coming to Oyo State to purchase agricultural produce. He's taxing them. What do you think about that? The governor asked a question there. Why has the prices of agricultural produce not come down despite the huge investment his administration is making in the agricultural sector? Then he tells us the story of how trailers are coming in to buy agricultural products from Oyo State. Did the governor answer the question he asked? Did the governor answer that question that he asked? Why has the price of agricultural produce not gone down? Is it because of the vehicles that come in to purchase? The governor asked a question. Did he answer his question? The lines are open. Call the radio station on 070694 93000. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Bilo. You are welcome back. I've been missing you. My name is Sunday Ademola. I'm calling from Ibadan here.
Good to hear your voice.
Thank you, sir. I'm in the class this morning. The first question I want to answer is, how can we bridge we have a plan that this is the program, but the reality is different. And I want to support the industrialization. And I believe that what the governor and the presidents have been doing will still materialize. Industries are building up, like the one along Ibadan, Lagos. They've not started working. By the time they start working, definitely they are going to recruit more labor or laborers. So the fact remains that if all our youths are working, if all of us are productive, then definitely economy will be viable. Economy will be viable, and we all be enjoying ourselves. But the problem remains that many of us are out of job, and few people that are even in job, we are not gainfully employed. Our take home is not enough to take us home. So we live from hand to mouth, and that has been the major problem we have. And I still want to challenge the government, both the state and the federal, if they can recruit like this agriculture, they should recruit more people into it and pay them. recruit everybody, let people be working. Once you see people working, definitely we come to reality of the economic ability in the country. And as you said, when to say that he actually answered stylish, believing that people understood why it is so. Because if you have an open economy like the one we have in Nigeria, if we have oil in Nigeria and everybody just come into Nigeria to take our oil away, then the subsidy we're having, if our oil is cheaper and the government is subsidizing, and everybody comes into Nigeria to pick our oil away, then therefore we still not have the value we're supposed to have in the country. Same thing happened to the states. If we have a state like Oyo State that is producing agricultural inputs, which we're supposed to feel the impact within the state. But as you know, if the produce are expensive in other states, the marketer, the producer, the agri people that are into agri business will also go and sell their product where it's more expensive. And so for us to benefit within the state will become a mirage. And that's why we shall also support if there should be a tax, a way to tax any goods that is going out of the state. Nevertheless, I don't know whether the governor of the state has the power to also have an additional tax, because there's always a kind of arrangement within the federal government, state government, local government to streamline the multiplicity of taxes. So I don't know under what taxation would that be, even within this country.
All right.
So that's just the little challenge. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for calling the radio station. So the governor is levying cars coming into Oyo State to buy agricultural produce. But there are many questions. What about if other states reciprocate? Let's assume a state like Benue State that produces a lot of yams. What about if they decide to levy vehicles coming to Benue to buy yam, bringing to Oyo State? What will happen to the prices of those products? Because what will happen will be reciprocation. Because Oyo State does not produce everything it needs. Beans comes from the north. Tomatoes. What do you think? The lines are open. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Hello.
That's Sadui Modagbe.
Yes. Good morning. Well done.
Thank you.
First of all, I want to ask, is it possible because of the local government money is to be paid to them directly that the governor is not interested in spending 50 billion education yearly? So I hope that is not changing because money may not be coming to him directly. Then on poverty and education, I want to say that in Nigeria, many of us are educated, but our mind has not changed. We are still driven by corruption, by governance. Look at you now, we are graduating a lot of undergraduates. Last year, we had 700 PhD. These people, give them a position in the country. Will they be able to apply the knowledge of acquire? Material is it not going to dominate their interest? What will make that will be a new Nigeria that has transformed educationally and actually help the system. So we have to have a mindset that is positive, can actually make this work. But when people go outside Nigeria, those people also have education, but their mind have changed and they do things in the positive way. But here, we are negative, corrupt, and do things in abnormal way. So progress is very important. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sade Modagbe. Does the governor's statement indicate high food production in Oyo State? Does it mean Oyo State is producing enough? Does it mean Oyo State farmers are harvesting enough? So does it mean Oyo State farmers are getting richer because they are now selling their produce for good money? The governor did not tell us what is the data. What is the data? What is the production value? And what is the value leaving the state? Where are the data? Because we are trying to know, despite the huge investment of the government on agriculture, the prices of agricultural products in Oyo State are still high. So the governor must be putting it squarely on the doorstep of buyers that are coming outside the state. So, Mr. Governor, we are asking, how much are we producing and what is going out? But, Mr. Governor, if you look at the budget, we will listen to that aspect of the governor's speech. The percentage for agriculture in that budget is no more than 2 or 3%. Why? Because Oyo State government has invested a lot in agribusiness. That means the private sector is driving the sector. So they are bringing in their billions. Now, let's listen to the governor talk about that. Agriculture.
The budget for Agric, we are majorly encouraging investors in that sector. So our budget is to stimulate more activities in the Agric sector, but the major driver will be the private investors.
State Affairs with Edmond Below is live.
So if the private sector is bringing in the huge money, will it be fair for the governor to levy vehicles coming to buy from that investor? So what about if those vehicles decide to go to other states where the product will be cheaper? What will now happen to that investor and his investment? Because if you levy the vehicles, that means somebody will have to pay the additional price. The customer, they will move it to the customer. And if the buyer is feeling that, okay, I can get cheaper cassava in Ekiti, so why do I come to Oyo State? What happens to that investor that has invested so much? We are looking at the step the governor is taking. Because when I have the opportunity, I'm going to ask the governor, why are you levying vehicles? What will happen to the prices of this product by the time you add more tax? I call it taxation indirectly. All right, I'll be back after this break. Don't go away.
State Affairs with Edmond Below is live. Splash FM 105.5.
Nǹkan tí mo bá ṣe ò ní fẹ́ mi láì ní òdì.
as we commission this landmark project, the 76.67 kilometer Ishayin Fakote Ogbomoso Road, now renamed Adebayo Alao Akala Memorial Highway.
We are in the inner parts of Ishayin. As you can see, we came from there and we are heading this way straight to Ogbomoso. This roundabout talks about the excitement. You can see food. They can easily get to town. That is one of the parts of infrastructure. That cassava will easily get to the market. So we have come to tell this story, bring it to you in a way that explains the power of infrastructure in unleashing sustainable development for the people. And mind you, Okyogun is the food basket of Oyo State. One of the challenges of farmers in Okyogun over time is the trouble of taking farm produce to the market. This road, to a large extent, has solved that problem.
Newly constructed road, virgin land, a land that has not been touched in terms of road network before by any government, and it's a 76.67 kilometer, which His Excellency Engineer Chimagide has actually named after our former governor, Adebayo Alao Akala Memorial Expressway. That road linked Ogbomoso zone and Okyogun zone. That zone also linked to the main campus of LAUTECH in Ogbomoso and the other campus at Ishayin, which means our lecturers, our students at LAUTECH in Ogbomoso actually have their courses in Ishayin. In 45 minutes, 50 minutes, they are back to Ogbomoso. That road also has opened up business opportunities. It's an agrarian zone, mind you, because you find people left and right farming. So we have opened opportunities for farm estate, for real estate, okay, along that axis. More importantly, we have linked Ogbomoso and Okyogun zone.
As you can see clearly, it's not just about the construction of the highway. Security on the highway is tight. You can see Amotekun positioned at different points on the highway.
Live.
Still talking about the 2025 budget of stabilization presented by Governor Sheyi Makinde to the Oyo State House of Assembly for approval. We're talking about the governor's agricultural policy, his investment in agriculture. You see, the governor's policy can be seen as an attempt to control and monetize the flow of agricultural products out of Oyo State, possibly to protect the interest of Oyo State farmers and residents. However, without clear data on production and demand, it is challenging to assess whether Oyo is genuinely producing a surplus or if this policy might strain Oyo's own food supply. You know, when it comes to cassava, Oyo State is huge in cassava production. So what is the quantity or the percentage of cassava that leaves Oyo State for industrial purposes? Is it up to 70% or 80%? Because there are big farmers scattered in Oyo State producing cassava. Are they mopping up all the cassavas in Oyo State for industrial production and we have little for Gari? We need to know the data. What percentage of cassava produced in Oyo State is used for industrial purposes? Because the prices of Gari should be falling, but so is it rising? Miriam, is the price of Gari rising? Somewhere you go to the market, is it rising, Gari? Okay? So something is wrong somewhere. Perhaps all the cassava being produced in Oyo State are being taken out for industrial purposes. So we need data. Mr. Governor, give us data so that we can carry out our analysis. I think at some point I should be able to speak with Dr. Akonde of Oisada. We want to know how much are we producing. So the governor's levy might also lead other states to seek agricultural self-sufficiency and to invest in partnership with other states, potentially diversifying Nigeria's food supply chains. However, it could also raise food prices across Nigeria in the short term, particularly in states that rely on Oyo's produce. Ultimately, for such a policy to be sustainable, it would benefit Oyo State to regularly assess its food production capacity, ensure local needs are met, and evaluate whether additional agricultural investment are needed to support local and external demand. The program is State Affairs on Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. We are still talking about the economy. There is the economy of scraps. You know, you see abandoned vehicles parked in mechanic workshop. In government quarters, they are there for 20 years. Some are even parked in front of people's houses. These are scraps. So what are we doing with these scraps? I have a man of scrap with me this morning. He is Dr. Scrap. Dr. Scrap, good to have you on State Affairs.
Good morning, sir. You're well done, sir.
You are Dr. Scrap.
Yes, sir.
What do you do with scrap?
We are buying those scrap cars and we keep it in the warehouse for recycling.
So those scrap has value?
Exactly. Some have been deceiving by telling them that the abandoned cars they have, the faulty cars or accidental cars that they have, that they don't have much value. Even some will be telling them that the money to realize on it may not more than 200, 300,000, 400,000, and it's pure lie. If they reach us, immediately they reach us, send those pictures of the cars to us, we will tell them the value of the car with immediate. After then, we will now go to the second department because we have 3 departments in Dr. Scrap. The first one is media and media department, which I'm the head for. And after then, it's moved to the verification department, where all the documents of the book or the cars will be fully verified because we are working in hand with the law enforcement people. So we will verify everything. The dates the car entered in Nigeria, numbers of the people that they are using the car. When we are now certified that is the owner of the car, because we don't liaise with any other people, any other person than the owner of the car. So immediately we know that is yours. Then we proceed by finance department will come. They will send the money to the owner. After they receive the credit alert and confirm, we will come. Whether the car is working or not, we can tow the car if the car is not working. So, and we are buying those scraps for recycling. Immediately we are see the agreements, we will send the unique code to our customer. So that unique code, when the agents come to your place, is the unique code that you will ask the agent because of people that want to be imitate Dr. Scrap. So for them to know that the agent that come to them is straight from the Dr. Scrap, and immediately they confirm the unique code that we send to them, they will make the payment, confirm the alert. Then under 3 minutes, it's quite different from those that normally buy scrap, that they will now be discussing, moving around, talking around. Under 3 minutes, we have settled everything and you receive your cash.
What do you do with the scrap?
We recycle them.
Recycle them for what?
For another use.
Okay.
For another use. And immediately they call our number on all the social media. It will appear as Dr. Scrap Recycle. And the number is 090 8301 3333. 3 in 4 places. 090 8301 3333. On all the social handles. Immediately they dial the numbers, it will appear as Dr. Scrap. And we don't relate with anybody with any other number, only this number. If anyone will talk to you from Dr. Scrap Recycle Company, it will be with this number. Even if you dial it on normal call, on any phone, it will appear as Dr. Scrap Recycling. So we are buying those scraps for another use.
Okay, you have a vehicle that has been parked. You only buy vehicles?
Exactly, only cars.
Only cars. And you have left it there for 10, 15, 20 years? There is a doctor that will buy it from you.
We are here for you.
Get the value for that vehicle that you are no longer using, that you have abandoned, and you don't know what to do with it. I know this will also help in cleaning up the environment.
That's what we are doing, sir.
The roadsides.
So we are not buying from roadside. We don't buy from social event center or any. We only buy from the house of the owner or the working place of the owner that is valid, due to some things in Nigeria to avoid all this Nigeria stuff. So we buy from house of the owner or the working place of the owner, because we are working in hand with law enforcement. Even if we detect anything that is this is mago or something, we quickly call them. So
to reach him, call 090 8301 3333. That's the number to reach Dr. Scrap. 090 8301 3333. Get your vehicles abandoned for years and get values from them.
Good one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So tell them something before you go.
That just call the number. call the number. They may have been deceiving you that the car will not have much value. Even you, they will tell you that it's 200, 300, 400. It's a pure lie. Call us, send the picture of the vehicle to us, and under 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you know the worth of the car. And once we are reached the agreement, under 3 hours, so everything is done. Under 3 hours. So 09083013333. Adetola is my name from Dr. Scrap Recycle Company.
Thank you for featuring
Thank you,
on
sir.
State
Thank
Affairs.
you, Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
The program is State Affairs. Don't go away.
State Affairs with Amidst is live.
And riding from Iseyin to Bomosho, we have seen different security points being manned by Amotekun or your state. And it tells you that development is about the security and welfare of the people, with infrastructure added to it, or your state is on the march to sustainable development.